What's up, y'all? It's your man, That Dude, bringing you guys another video. So it has now been a week since the draft, and as we all know now, the Panthers took Bryce Young with the number 1 overall pick. I gotta admit, I was a little upset when the pick was announced because I am just not a believer in Bryce Young. But over the course of the last week or so, I've come to accept that he is our starting quarterback, and I'm ready to get behind the guy and root for him because, of course, his success means success for the Panthers. But that was until I saw that picture of Brian Burns and Bryce Young in the locker room, them dapping each other up. And I got upset all over again because in that photo, Bryce Young is looking like somebody let their little brother into the locker room, looking like Brian Burns brought his son to work on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. It's just, he looks so small. And I get it that, Brian Burns is 6'4", 6'5"-ish. He's pretty tall, but he's fairly slight. Like, he's not big for an NFL defensive end, and he still dwarfs Bryce Young. Bryce Young just looks so small. It's not just the height; it's also his overall size. The guy is small in terms of an NFL quarterback. Compared to your regular dude on the street, he's an average sized guy. But for NFL players, NFL quarterbacks, he's small, man. I just have not gotten over that yet. Now, if he goes out there and plays well, like, I readily acknowledge that it is entirely possible that Bryce Young is a great NFL quarterback, that he leads the Panthers to years and years of success, which I hope that's the case. I don't think it will happen, but I really do. I genuinely hope that I'm wrong about Bryce Young because, again, he plays for the team that I root for. So it is in my best interest as a fan that Bryce Young be good, and I'd rather Bryce Young be good and I be wrong then I be right and Bryce Young is bad and the Panthers are bad because he is bad. To me, I really hope I'm wrong about this. I just have a hard time believing in the guy. It's not the height per se. It's his overall size. He played in college at sub 190, and I think he's going to play in the league around 190, if not again at 190. As I said in the previous video, yes, he weighed in at the combine at 204, but he did not work out at the combine when he weighed at 204. At his pro day when he worked out, he didn't weigh in. So I don't think it takes a genius to figure out that he probably had a huge breakfast, drank a bunch of water before that weigh-in, and then, as soon as that weigh-in was over and he came back from the bathroom, I bet you Bryce Young was nowhere near 204. Like, I feel pretty confident in saying that. The guy is slight. He's not that big. I'd have a problem with that. And a common argument I hear for Bryce Young is that he played in the SEC. He dominated the SEC going against all these NFL defenses. That is impressive. Like, I don't want to take anything away from the guy as far as his college career. What he did in college at Bama was impressive. But there is nothing to indicate that a quarterback playing in the SEC means anything as far as NFL success. You look at the best quarterbacks in the NFL, not many of them played in the SEC. Like, you want to go down the list, like Mahomes didn't play in the SEC. Josh Allen didn't play in the SEC. Lamar Jackson didn't play in the SEC. Justin Herbert didn't play in the SEC. Played in the Pac-12, which people think that Pac-12 defenses aren't that good at all. Kyler Murray didn't play in the SEC. There's Jalen Hurts, who people want to mention Jalen Hurts as an SEC quarterback. But we got to remember, when he was at Alabama, nobody thought that Jalen Hurts would be an NFL quarterback. It took him going to Oklahoma, which at that time was not in the SEC, to become an NFL quarterback. So I don't think Jalen Hurts even really counts. You want to say Joe Burrow was the SEC quarterback, and that kind of counts, but Joe Burrow went to Ohio State, and he couldn't become a starter there, then went to LSU. So I can't think of many top quarterbacks in the league that came out of the SEC. Like, besides Joe Burrow, who in the league is a top quarterback coming out of the SEC? Trevor Lawrence didn't come out of the SEC. Like, who are we mentioning here? I don't think there's any indicator that dominating SEC talent means you're going to have a leg up when you get to the NFL. There's just nothing to indicate that. So I don't like that as a common talking point when people bring up Bryce Young. Oh, he played at Bama in the SEC and he was great there, going against all these NFL defenses. Like, there's nothing to indicate that means anything when you get to the NFL. So I really hope that Bryce Young is successful. I'm going to be rooting for the guy. I'm looking forward to going down to Spartanburg during training camp and seeing him on the field, because the training camp, you get a little closer, you get to see the guy, see how he goes through practice, see how his arm looks pretty close up. I'm looking forward to that. Part of me wants to get hype about the fact that the Panthers have a new quarterback. We haven't seen him in the pros yet. He's an unknown, and having an unknown is exciting. And I'm sure at some point I will get excited about it. But right now, I'm still having a hard time getting over the fact that he's just so small. And he's not the quarterback I wanted them to draft. But, hey, I'm not the Panthers GM. I'm just a guy on YouTube talking about what I think the Panthers should do. I'm ready for the season to start. I'm excited about some of the other moves the Panthers have made over the course of the offseason. In the draft, I think they kind of reached a little bit with Mingo in the second round. But I'm not going to pretend like I know enough about college football and the process coming out to say it was a bad move. But again, Bryce Young, he is our quarterback now. I'm ready to see how the guy looks in a Panthers uniform and how he looks on Sunday, trotting out there on the field, playing for the team I root for. I just kind of wish he was 4 or 5 inches taller and could pack on another 30 pounds. But we shall see. That's what I feel in this one, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go hit that thumbs up. If you're so inclined, subscribe or leave a comment. I respond to just about everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one.